would probably be more of an audio book person.
Huh.
If to get more into it, I would probably be more of an audio book person than an actual book person. But I do scan through information, and I pick up things, and I watch a lot of the history, the learning, Discovery, the Science Channel, and I get a lot from those channels and incorporate. I mean, it helps me out. It may not help the average person because he don't know how to use the information.
Right.
If it's not gun talk and all that, he don't know how to use that. But I know how to use that and apply that to anything and tell a vivid story.
Well, Marcus, go ahead. I know you had a few questions, man.
Yeah. Now you were saying like you weren't too big into sports, but we know you like chess. And I wanted to ask you, how do you incorporate the game of chess with life? If so, how do you do that?
I do all the time, man. Even in decisions I make, I think about chess. All the time. I mean, chess is the ultimate board game. Monopoly is not in its league. Checkers doesn't compare at all. It's civilized war. It's a mathematical thing. I mean, even totaling up the numbers of the squares, it's mathematics. It's science. It's strategy. Strategically thinking. And that's life all the time. Planning your day, being 10 steps ahead, seeing the moves ahead. That's what chess is about. Really being able to see. And I'm not the greatest player. I'm not a master. I'm not a grandmaster, and I lose a lot. I mean, I learn. I mean, I call it learning. But I've been defeated plenty times on the board. I play online. I might have about 900 wins and about 850 losses. But I play all the time, and the game is fascinating, and I'm captivated by that. And I incorporate chess in a lot of. I mean, first of all, the album I just dropped is called Grandmasters. That's the highest level you reach when playing chess, as far as ratings. Also, the highest level of emceeing and producing and DJing. Grandmaster level.
Yeah, true.
Most of the titles are chess slang, chess terminology. I have a song called The Queen's Gambit. Destruction of a guard. Unprotected pieces. Illusory protection. Things I incorporate chess in certain rhymes. I mean, one of the songs on Gold, off the Liquid Swords album, I said he got swung on, his lungs were torn. The kingpin just castled with his rook and lost the pawn. RZA once said, the remedy for stress is a day in the rest, a bag of cess playing chess. Yes. My thoughts be sneaky like a crook from Brooklyn. When you ain't looking, I take the queen with the rook then. I use chess all the time. I have a line where I say, I stay on the 64 squares while controlling the center. I trade space for material, the time zone I enter. It's calculated by movement from push pieces. So, and that's what it is, man. Transferring the energy, trading space for material. See, that's the thing about chess. You can trade space for material and vice versa. Because you have time, force, and space. Your force is your army. Your army, your pieces. Your space is the squares you control on the board. Sometimes you may give up a piece to gain better position on the board because it's about controlling the center. That's why I said I stay on the 64 squares while controlling the center. Trading space for material, the time zone I enter. It's calculated by movement because your time is the amount of moves you make. So, I mean, chess is a big part of what I do.
I had a question on chess too, in terms of like, if you could describe yourself like as one of the pieces, you know what I mean? Which one would you be, and why, based on like the moves you can make, the purpose and importance of that piece in the game?
The king.
The king. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely the king. I'm the king on the board. The king is the most important piece. It's about protecting him, making sure he's all right, but he's in charge. I mean, the queen is the most powerful piece. By far.
But I figured I was thinking that you might go with that since like the king has limited movement. You know what I mean? Like, would you feel like?
Nah. But the king controls everything. The queen doesn't move unless the king tell her what to do.
Right.
He gives her that power. Just like a lot of drug dealers or people that hustle or do certain things, they put all their money and their cars and their women's name and their houses. She have all the power. I mean, I just use that term as an example.
Right.
But you can also look at it as your woman, your wife. She run everything in the house. She's writing checks. She's taking care of everything. She has the most power, but you give her that power. So the king, of course, he can only move one space at a time, but he's powerful too. He's powerful. Kings are powerful also. They can, they can move in any direction. They don't have long range like a bishop.
Right.
They don't need to. They just need to be up close and do their damage. So, so I would definitely be the king.
Okay.
But other pieces are just as important, man. Rooks are important. Bishops do their thing. I mean, everyone plays a certain role. I mean,
Yes, I noticed when you were talking about chess, you were talking about like space and time and all that. You seem to be pretty much into some of the same things that I like. A quick suggestion is a video they have out now. It's called The Elegant Universe, and it goes into a new theory they came out with called the string theory. And it's a DVD. You might want to pick it up. It's called The Elegant Universe. They talk about, now scientists are talking about there may be a parallel universe. And then it goes into... Huh?
Of course it is. I think so.
So that's what they're researching now. So they're like going into more depth research about that, and they're calling it string theory now. But it's called The Elegant Universe.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, it shouldn't even took them that long to come to that, because the universe is everything. It's forever growing. There's no boundaries out there. So, of course, there has to be parallel worlds to this. Many, many light years away, of course. But just next door in the thought, when you're dealing with thought. But it's many different things we experience, man, to help. I mean, sometimes, when you have deja vu or you do things that you've done before, and the universe is crazy, man. It's vast, it's big, and I do believe there are parallel worlds, man. I do believe that.
I think you'll definitely dig that DVD. And speaking of that, so as far as that, where are you right now as far as like spirituality? Were you ever like a 5%er? Yeah, you could say that. I'm part of the 5% nation. Of course, that's I've been introduced to that at a young age. That's when I changed my name to Justice from my birth given name. But getting knowledge at a young age, being introduced to this, from a cousin, Life Allah, brother named Infinite, I grew up with. Without having that type of knowledge, we wouldn't be who we are today. That's why I'm Justice. RZA is Prince Rakeem. Old Dirty is Unique Ason. Yes, we were all part of that, the nation, of the gods and the earths, and it was great. Coming into that, we stopped eating pork. We don't eat meat, period. Damn. Stop eating. I don't eat meat, fish, chicken. RZA don't. I stopped eating pork in the 70s.
Wow.
I stopped eating beef in the 80s. I stopped eating chicken and turkey and all that in 96, 95, 96.
Do you eat fish?
No flesh. So that was a spark, just from getting knowledge, just from being introduced to the gods at a young age. That enlightening us to many different things. That's what causes us to be in tune with many different things. I mean, even Rakim is being God body, open up. A whole new thing in MCing, as far as cleverness and wittiness and getting brothers on a certain level, as far as rhyming. And that opened us up to reading different books. You understand? Reading a lot of books, going to the Ansaru community, where I said we met Jay-Z when we came across him back then in the 80s. The Muslims used to sell a lot of books, man, a lot of knowledge. We got a lot of knowledge and information from them, as far as holidays, Easter, Christmas. And they had all these books, The Fallacy of Christmas, Easter, holidays. They had a book on the dog. They had books on all type of things that we had no knowledge of, and it was interesting to read and gain knowledge from that. And that was just the spark of becoming God body at a young age. I mean, once was will always be, and you know, it's not that we became that, but we just was open and enlightening to a certain type of knowledge and information about ourselves, man. And we grew with that. Now the nation has been made into many different things, because you got brothers running around as God body, a part of this Protestant nation, that they're not living right. They're doing a lot of foul stuff. Sometimes it's been made into a cult, depending on what brothers is dealing with. So, you know, I'm not a part of all that negative shit. You know, but that's where I got my spark of knowledge from. I must say that.
Do you consider yourself a political person?
No. I mean, I may come off as political from some of the things I speak about and what some of the things I stand for, but I'm not really political. I can't tell you the difference between a Democrat and or what's the other word?
Republican.
Republican.
Or Republican. I really can't tell you the difference.
Yeah, there's not
about
much.
Either or. Yeah, I don't think it's much of a difference either.
Yeah.
But I really couldn't tell you. I'm not political in that sense. I mean, I do, you know, believe in certain things and stand up for certain things. And you know, far as government and, you know, politicians, that's a whole nother interview. That's something off the records, because that's when we start going in the other worlds and really, you know, it's just for us to sit down and kick it on.
Right.
You know, a lot of times it's not for the public. It is for the people, but it's not for the public in that sense, because some people don't know how to take or handle things, or don't. You know, some people are just so blind to certain things. They you know, you ever try to school someone about something, they be like thinking you crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't.
That's every day.
Who's just so lost in the system that they don't really know.
Yep.
So, you know, to some I may come off as political, but in a sense I'm not. I mean, I don't know much about politicians and voting and all that. I mean, I'm not big on voting either, because I don't think, I mean, I once heard a man say one time that it's not who they elect, who you elect is who they select. And I believe that's true. And I mean, as far as when it comes to the big office,
Right.
come on now, you've seen what happened. People
Yeah,
stealing votes, winning the election, all kind of stuff. So, vote don't really mean anything to me. You know, you may have some politicians say that's not true. Maybe in certain areas, like in certain towns, yes. But on a large scale, they're gonna put in there who they want in there. And they're going to play the same game as every other individual. And if you don't play that game, you're going to be out of here.
Right.
In some kind of way. So.
What's your favorite Wu song?
I don't know if I really have a favorite. I love Triumph, man. I like Triumph. I think that's an anthem for Wu. I do that song. I do that song every time I perform. I always have the crowd do Deck's verse, and then I do my verse. You know, when Deck spit on that track, I didn't even want to go anywhere near it. For real. I didn't even know how anyone can come after him on that song. How? It was just bugging me out. I was like, who can come after that on that track? It's hard. Nothing on that song, nothing on there compares to that rhyme. I don't think any verse on there can I don't think so. I mean, it's a great song, but I don't think anything on there holds that down.
You know, it's funny. Most niggas I talk to, it's like, they say Triumph. And last year, I was standing on a bus stop. I remember it was like cold. It was like flurries outside. This nigga I don't even know, he had a headphone set on. He put his headphones on my head and said, yo, remember this shit? And it was Triumph. I'm like, yo, I don't even know you, son.
That beat was hard. That beat was hard. It was thumping.
I'm like, yo, I don't know this. But then, yeah, you're right, though. I mean, that's, you know, I bop my head and shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, that's some weird shit. But this hit that nigga that much, he just had to put his head over somebody else's head he don't even know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's one of the greats. If anything, that would probably be it right there.
Mm.
I mean, did you find that like the better times? Like, I mean, I don't know. Wu seems kind of like, I don't know. Everybody's on their own tip thing, I guess. I mean, do you see the cast like that often nowadays? Like, and then like, you know, I guess we had to ask, like, you know, if you think there's gonna be another Wu album anytime soon. You know, like.
Yeah, I see brothers every now and then. I mean, we all spread out. You know, everyone is recording their own album. I've been seeing Ray. I'll probably see Ray more. It all depends. Like, RZA is in L.A. I'm in New York. But I talk to RZA all the time. Always have for many years, you know. I mean, we were teenagers. We used to kick it on the phone for 2-3 hours, talking about all kind of shit. And I see RZA all the time. I mean, I talk to him all the time. See him every now and then. You know, I see Master Killer a lot. I see Deck every now and then. I see Ray often lately. I see Cap every now and then. I haven't seen Meth in a few months. He's been away. I talk to Ray here and there. I play Killer chess all the time. I mean, I see Killer all the time. Master Killer. I haven't seen Ghost in a few months because he's been on the road. I kick it with him every now and then. I mean, I see brothers. We still stay in tune. As far as doing another album, I don't know. I can't really say. I think certain things have to be settled with certain individuals. You know, not myself, because I'm ready to do it. I've been ready.
Right.
But if it don't happen, I'm going to continue. I mean, I'm working on an album right now, something big. So, a collabo and all of that. But actually, I'm about to do an album with Chavo from System of a Down.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah. So that's going to be crazy.
When's that coming out? Or are you thinking about? How far are you into it?
I'm just in the writing process.
Oh, okay.
Writing stage right now, and I want to record at least by January, February. That's going to be big and different, something different. And I mean different. I don't mean so much not like Jizza.
Right.
I don't mean. I just mean on the writing level. I'm on another level right now. So just think of a great story. That's all. A good book. It's going to be a good book. Good movie.
When we gonna get the Jizza Country album?
I can't say, man. I wouldn't mind hooking up with Toby Keith or somebody like.
That would be some crazy shit, I think.
Like Nelly did.
Yeah, Nelly did.
Yeah.
Mine would probably be a little different though. It would probably be just a little different, but I wouldn't mind linking up with Toby Keith. Knocking out, I mean, bringing those two worlds together. Hey, you know? That would be something cool.
Y'all, when 50 Cent got a video game out? I didn't even know this.
Yeah, he got a video game out.
Oh, 50 got everything
going on.
Yeah,
he got everything out.
Shoes, water, video, book, movie. He's doing it. I can't knock him either, man. Do it, son. Do you. Do you, man.
I mean, he's got enemies signed
He
to the label.
He just took Ja Rule all out his game.
Yeah.
You know? He says Ja was a singer, singing on everything. And it's like he's doing all the stuff Ja was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Me, as far as musical. But he's doing his thing. I can't knock him, man. He's consistent. He came through. He's getting what he could get right now. He's caking up big time, and I'm not gonna knock it.
I feel like damn, he got people that he done dissed and he just signed them on the label, yo. Like, how you diss me and then sign me, man? Like, that's
how you get dissed and then sign to it.
That's really what I'm saying, man. That's mob, man. I can't. Anyway, that's another.
You know, sometimes it's probably a money move, but sometimes your pride.